Hey again, this is Eldervi, and this is part 2 of my most frustrating week in FE ever. Didn't watch part 1? So let's repo air. Wait, why? Oh no. Wait, what? Exactly lethal? Restore? Why do I never see the restore? Wait, what? I forgot about her insane healing. I think I'm gonna be fine. You've got to be kidding me! No! I hate it so much. So, I'm down to 1 letter on day 3 and I have merely 1 hour in the morning to win another match. Otherwise, I'll be out of the vault for sure. Users who also watched people die inside and getting slapped in the face enjoyed this video. So, where are we? Right, 3 lost matches in a row, only a single ladder left and only an hour left to win a game till my ether boils over. Isn't it nice to start into the day with that much pressure? After all these misplays, I decided to go to sleep, which was probably the best decision of that entire evening. Playing a game in the early morning with 2 kids around wouldn't be a piece of cake either, but maybe it wouldn't be that bad? Right? Note what I was hoping for. We have another half-baked IP team with Glimmer, Impact, Fina, Double Trouble Catria, a +10 far-safe Winter Tharja. Really? Why? Wind sweep by Lev, so cool, and a hell. I really need to practice my safe ball team. But certainly not against this. Tharja said no to my air force and neither Leon nor Micaiah wanted to meet full brave desperation mode by Lev. So it was once more Corrin. That NFU will do something, right? By the time I'm recording this, I am in a lot of time trouble, cause I took way too long to figure out the best way of doing this. If everything works as planned, I will end this in round 3 by tanking the whole team. I am so hard going to die. Therefore, turn 1 and 2 had to be strategized down to the last action. Besides Miller, she'll just stand there and do nothing. For the entire time. She stops Sodus from using Harsh Command. Just cause I don't want her to. So, I need both pots in the perfect position to initiate in merely 2 rounds. Easy, right? Okay, look at this. 1. 2. 3. Peony will be affected by a tactic room next turn. 4.
Take my hand.
Dance.
Swooping in.
5. And turn. I admit that it sounded a bit cool in my head. Round 2.
Which way to go?
Corrin takes out the heart. Vika smites Peony up to take pot number 1.
Ready.
Raphael reaches Corrin thanks to Pathfinder. She takes out the tactic room.
Got him.
Daga steps to the side to make Vika transform next turn. Great! Bolt Tower strikes, Corrin goes up to take out pot number 2.
Which way to go?
I'm ready for the endgame. Peony dances from below, making room for Vika. Vika comes in and smites Corrin into the trap. Real, huh? Whatever, I don't care. I didn't even think about it being real or not. Corrin takes out Catria. Raphael reaches her once again thanks to Pathfinder. 0 from Fina. 0 is not good. I don't want crazy dance shenanigans to happen. Why exactly didn't I isolate her? Why did I isolate Sodus? She can't even reach someone if she's not allowed to use Harsh Command on Fina. I'm stupid. Maybe I deserve to drop out of the vault. Okay, please make it work. Okay, 9 damage. Wait, will I miss this kill? No! What did she charge up? What's her special? Please don't dance. Please, Fina. She attacks. Thank God! Whew, I don't know where she found those 8 damage points after initially doing 0. But I couldn't care less. Oh, okay. I escaped death by a Dragon Whisker. What did she have? Iceberg. Could she have harmed me? No debuffs plus Iceberg? I'm not sure, and I certainly don't want to find out.
Which way to go?
Beacon, silliest armor unit ever. It's winter, so let's get rid of the sheer bodysuit and put on nothing instead. She must have some invisible power shields hidden under the cloak to count as an armor unit. Or literal airbag bells. I survived. Another day in the vault. I'm still down to 1 ladder and I have like 4 matches left to go. What could go wrong? It's still the same day and apparently it's Mage Slayer time. This is the perfect opportunity for Micaiah and Leon to come out of their retirement. So I'm not troubled by the Brams or Ophelia, but Liv is a no-no for my Leon. And I'm actually not entirely sure about Tethys with that cleaner. I do see a turn 1 trap, and as you see, I refuse to use the safety fence, so that one will go off for sure. It does put the team in a kinda hurting spot though, cause I can easily bait both the Brams and Tethys with Leon from the spot of the Dark Shrine without having to fear that either Raisin, Node or Liv might attack me. Just to make sure nothing stupid happens, I'll isolate Raisin on top. Okay, so I'm kinda afraid of the cleaner. I thought about not buffing Leon in order to decrease the damage, but on the other hand, it's Tethys. She has merely 41 attack. She'll need whatever help she can get from me to deal more than 5 damage. The Brams on the other hand should both plonk against Leon. The most ridiculous thing that could happen would be if Node moves to the left and makes Raisin suddenly reach my Leon. But she has an assist, so Raisin should be moving first.
Let's move.
Look at that! I'm fully buffed and Cleaner Tethys still decides to dance. I love her, but this is sad. This might take a while.
Do you challenge me? I take my stand here. Do you challenge me?
And yep, Raisin goes first. Lucky me. I don't think he could have killed me, but with only a single ladder left, I didn't want to test it either. Alright, all of them got hit by my bolt tower. I kinda want to make use of this, but the traps are positioned in a really annoying way. I have Micaiah who can deal very well with Liv, but not as much with Node and Ophelia. And Leon really doesn't want to face Liv. Then again, Ophelia can't really hurt my Micaiah, can she? I have tons of visible res on her, and even if it goes bad, I still have vantage. What about this? I'll take out Raisin. Good. Now Peony dances Leon.
Ready.
Now, if I place Micaiah next to Leon with the order buff she just received, I should be able to bait out both Liv and Ophelia,
Let's move.
right? Node will hit me with a menace, but Micaiah has enough bulk to still kill both of them.
What should I do?
Daga has to repair our Peony, so let's also do that. There is a technically non-existing chance of Ophelia moving down for no reason and getting danced by Tethys, but she can't kill Vika either. The little crow has incredible resistance. Okay, Tharja saves Peony, but she's still in range of Liv once I pull out Leon. So let's bash Peony into the corner, and Leon saves both himself and Tharja through Pathfinder. Don't you love seeing these escape moves? Wait, she really moves down? What did I miss? Good girl, Rika. But why? Okay, I see. She couldn't reach Micaiah cause she isn't a horse. Got it. This is sometimes confusing in today's meta. Units aren't moving the number of tiles they should be anymore. But why did she get to move first? She had repo, right? Shouldn't ranged assist units act after the dancers?
Yes.
This doesn't seem right to me. I could have sworn that this was impossible. Whatever. Time to clean up. Note down, revenge kill activated. Get her, birdie! Now let's get her out while leaving a thick and juicy bait in Ted's range, so she feels like she gets to do something while I take the pots.
Maybe this way. Let's move. Tear them to shreds. Like this.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Last pot and dead dancer. This was closer than I wanted it to be. I still don't know why Ophelia moved first in that last turn. If you know why, please feel free to educate me. Maybe I'm just stupid again. It's a new day and we are facing another one of these. Where are all my Sigurd matches? I don't deserve all these Catria-Balls. Why does it feel like I met more people with Catria in their defense than people that had Node? She's a seasonal, she shouldn't be that common.
Like this.
Let's see, what else? We have odd
So
and
either.
even recovery. Interesting. Edelgard once again in that corner, extra
you say
slot and
so.
even blocked by a building. I certainly don't want to do the same mistake again this time. At the same time, I still think that my NFU Corrin is the best option for this. Now, how does Catria work exactly? I think both she and Edelgard are far scarier to me because I don't have them myself, and therefore don't have a lot of experience with them. I rarely struggle with far-safe Bector or Sigurd, as I have them myself and kinda know about their capacities. So, she gives orders to everyone. But the double desperation thing only happens when there are many of them piled together. So, baiting out Liv in turn 1 should be fine, right? I can't stop the dancer in turn 1 cause of odd recovery, but I can actually stop Veronica herself. Believe it or not, I saw the restore. I saw it. So, I think I'll be fine? 24? That's a lot! Why does he hurt so much? Okay. Okay. Great. So, Node stands right in front of me and her angry mob is ready to jump ahead. I somehow managed to isolate Hilda, though I don't think that's worth anything. If I try to tank Node, Veronica will probably restore her and get danced once Catria or Node move. I don't want that. Especially don't want to see bonus Node with active menace. So, let's take her out while we still have the chance. Nice. I even got Gale Force. Triandra will probably waste her dance on the restore Veronica, but I don't want her to restore Catria. I could actually bait out Hilda above the fortress, which would be perfect if she wasn't isolated. I mean, just imagine, Veronica would restore her for sure, Triandra would waste her dance, Veronica would restore again, and I could deal with Catria in the following turn. If she can't restore the unit in combat, Her action will count as post-combat, right? So Hilda should definitely go first. Therefore, does Catria maybe repo Hilda before Veronica starts to restore? I think she might. And with that, she can't get in range of me. I must sound totally stupid for anyone not invested in this game right now. I do think I'm right though, so let's try it. I have one ladder left, so what could possibly go wrong? You go over here, Pathfinder, yay! And you get the fuck out of range! Okay, I figured as much. It's the repo! I knew it! Oh right, she can jump over there. Okay, we've seen that before. And Veronica baits me while standing in a field of traps. That's pure evil. Both Catria and Veronica are really low right now, and I kinda want to abuse this as long as I can. I actually don't know if Catria is bulky or not, but she surely isn't with 2 health points left. Okay, I'll spare you the next 5 minutes of overthinking and jump straight to my next play. I tested the trap of Corrin, which was fake, making things much easier for me. Vika could go on and take out the Bride Shrine, Peony would dance her, and she got to kill Catria. I did plan some crazy movement shenanigans in case the trap was real. I would have smitten Peony out of danger with Miller, cutting off Veronica's path with all my high rest tanks. But I prefer it like this. Now I get to dance Corrin with Raphael by hopping over to Tharja with Wings of Mercy. Poor Vika will have to deal with Hilda again. Isn't it kinda hilarious how they both only damage themselves? With Glacies at 1 cooldown, I decided to charge it up against Edelgard and barely healed up my Corrin for the upcoming fight.
Which way to go?
Time skip to the pot. Time skip to the final boss. So Vika and Corrin would be able to take out Edelgard together. And if not, I could have still tested both traps with Tharja and the smite from Miller. So this is as safe as you can get to beating her with that team.
So I vow. I am absolute.
Another pot taken, another match won.
Don't value your life.
Maybe this week isn't that bad after all. Maybe it's not even worth a video. Day 5. Really? How bad do you have to behave to get this with only 1 ladder left? It's once again Catria. I missed her so much already. Then there's that thing. Far-save Bector with deflect missile and my very first Gatekeeper. Node in the corner, Triandra and odd recovery Flash Levatine. This looks like the perfect map for my Air Force! Yes, I deserve whatever is going to come. I mean, why wouldn't you want to attack a team which has Far-save, Obstruct 4, Flash, Odd Recovery and Brave Desperation on everyone with a 57 attack dagger unit? Oh, did I mention deflect missile? I can't see any reason not to do it. To be fair, I have not gone completely insane. Yet. This will be a double trouble effort for Tharja and Veluria. So, hear me out. First I'll make sure Tharja is hit by the Bright Shrine by buffing her up. I know I've said exactly this line once before this week, and it went totally downhill after this, but this time it will be different. My plan is to repo in Tharja with air, dance air, and repo... Wait, no! Fuck! Tharja was supposed to be in Peony's position! No! No! Please! Oh my god! Why did I dance already? I could have literally moved him around without any issues. Why am I so stupid? I clearly don't deserve to be in the vault. Great. My pup will lose her buffs and transformation next turn.
Let me have my fun.
This is so much going to be fine. This is ridiculous.
If you say so.
If I can't double repo her, I'll just double smite her. As easy as that.
Got him.
All for a fake trap, you've got to be kidding me. Whatever. Bector, gone. Let's see about... Whoa! Apparently not? Really? I didn't think he was... strong? Huh. Whatever. Let's finally get rid of the real abomination. Looking good so far, don't you think? On to my second trick. Here comes the double repo! I guess it's good Veluria isn't transformed. Moving her across this trap field in her beast body would look like sending an elephant across a minefield. From there I get to take out Levatine and the healing tower! Wait, what?
What do you want?
Listen, Catria gives all that unfair stuff to herself and allies within 2 spaces. Don't see any of these left around. And with Gatekeeper and Triandra being locked up, this is really amusing. You don't have to let me in, Gatekeeper. I'll just starve you to death. I did calc Catria's damage against Tharja. It ended up being a bit closer than I wanted it to be. But hey, I took an exact lethal this week already. I deserve this.
Got him.
Stupid Gatekeeper is kinda annoying me. Why doesn't he take any damage? Like, I know he's supposed to be tanky, but that tanky?
If you say so.
Is this another Fallen Edelgard situation?
Right, boss?
For now I guess I'll swap out Tharja and see what someone else can do.
That's funny.
Wow, nothing. And Vika?
Swooping in.
Also nothing. Is this an issue? Have I come so far just to lose against Gatekeeper?
I'll show you how it's done.
Maybe this way.
What can you do?
The glimmer of life.
Oh, you attack, you only get countered once, and you survive. Why? What does air out of all units have which the others are lacking? I don't get it. Maybe I should have read his skills. Next turn maybe. For now, let's get all my units in reach. Okay, still 0 over here. So, what if I get rid of Triandra and Node first?
Right, boss? If you say so.
Wait, what? How does she not kill her? Are you joking? Tharja barely fails to kill her, it's so close. Gatekeeper gives her +4 defense, so... I know. I'll take the pot with air. Peony dances her, giving buffs and drives to both air and Tharja. Air can then jump over next to Tharja and attack Gatekeeper, And with the slash damage and debuffs, I'll take out both Node and Gatekeeper with Tharja and Veluria.
This way.
Sounding good, right?
That's correct.
So I take the pot, I dance,
If you say so.
and I
Yes.
can't reach? Why? I thought with orders and Pathfinder something must work.
That's
Does it
correct.
not? Is Obstruct 4 that strong? I mean, I'm not really trying to pass him. I'm more going away from him. Shouldn't this be some kind of grayish area? This sucks. I don't know what to do. I shouldn't have put Puny up there, but I wanted to have her drive attack so bad.
That's correct.
How do I get out of this mess? Let me try something.
How clumsy.
Got him. That's funny.
I guess this worked.
Go.
Okay, what do I have now? Vika can't kill Node. Great.
That boss.
Tharja doesn't do anything, and Air... Oh wow, where did her damage go? That's kinda rough. I guess he's easy to deal with if you make him attack you, but... I clearly messed that up. Let's see though. He doesn't have allies left, so his weapon does now work with destroyable structures.
What do you want?
So, what if...
That's correct.
That's better. Also good. Let's see what Val can do.
Maybe this way. That's funny.
Oh, alright, I take that. Maybe I shouldn't have. This might have been a little bit too hasty. I think I should have kept her healthy for Node. I really hope Tharja can kill her. Do I have any chance of getting all my units out of her menace range? Vika is kinda stuck over there. Wait, if I get Vika down to where Bakut is, I can repo her out with Air, Tharja repos out Peony, and Val repos out Air. And I'm out of range. Great.
I'll show you how it's done.
And why exactly did I think Vika could move 4 tiles?
Got him.
My face has cracked so many times this week that I could make a compilation of only that.
The glimmer of light.
Well, if I have to be debuffed, let's get Tharja debuffed. She can at least work with it.
Swooping in. What do you want?
Well, sadly can't transform next turn, but I really hope Tharja can finally kill her sis.
If you say so.
Wait, what? Why? Where are all of my buffs? Shouldn't I get the Unity effect?
boss.
Oh, it works only above 25% health. This is unbelievable. I've come so far! Long story short, I couldn't do it. I calced for another
show you how it's
freaking
done.
30 minutes. And I really don't have 30 minutes for stuff like that. And I came really
What do you
close,
want?
taking buffs, drives and even supports into consideration. But I couldn't do it. Val was missing a hint of attack or a bit of health, both caused by my stupidity. And Vika couldn't activate her speed +5 weapon condition, which would have made her survive Node's hit, cause Node's health was literally a single point below the 75% threshold. I've played this match really nicely at the beginning, but Gatekeeper totally caught me off guard and caused me to make tons of misplays trying to deal with him. Rewatching this, I see so many wasted opportunities which would have made me win this match. But once I entered that very last round, it was over for real. No chance of beating that bonus node. And with that, my last ladder is gone. Yay! 3 matches left to play, and we are facing... Oh, come on! Impact Tempest Node, Windsweep Merrick, Odd Recovery Physic Veronica, yes, I'm paying attention now, Rally Sigurd, Raptured Sky Triandra, Farsave Bector and Duo Peony. Is this the stress of this week, or did I really face uncommon teams compared to what I go up against usually? Why does every match this week feel like such a struggle? So, before I show you how I dealt with this team, let me quickly guide you through the troubles I had. Veronica was in the extra slot, no safety fence, so either Peony or Triandra would dance her. I fully expected that Triandra would be the one dancing, but spoiler alert, it ended up being Peony. I don't know why. I could have rather easily dodged the turn 1 trap to bait the front row dancer in turn 2, but either Sigurd or Note would move down to rally the dancer. If it was Note, GG easy. If it was Sigurd, the other dancer would refresh him, and he would be able to kill me. Not good. Now that I know that Triandra stayed in place, I could have easily isolated her in round 2 to stop that from happening. But as I said, I was sure Triandra would go down to dance, and with Sigurd's movement I had no space to isolate Peony. Option 2. Bait Veronica right in turn 1. This would force Sigurd to rally Veronica from where he stands, wasting that second dance. But here comes the post-combat rally. By having Leon standing in Veronica's range, and therefore also the dancer's range, either Sigurd or Note would once again try to rally the dancer after Veronica's combat. If it were Sigurd, as in turn 2, no issue. Turn wasted, match won. Not won, but you know. If it were Note, she would probably rally from Veronica's old spot, and her Pathfinder would result in Sigurd reaching me once again. So I had a safe strategy for turn 1 in case Note rallies first, and a safe strategy in round 2 in case Sigurd rallies first. But I didn't know who of them would rally first. Heck, I didn't even know which dancer would dance. So the play I made, after again probably half an hour of strategizing, was desperate, with not a single ladder left. I actually should have made room in my bottom row, but I'm kinda too proud to show my enemy that I'm out of ladders. If I lose, I want them to think that I just used another ladder, even if that's the thing causing me to lose. Not today though. Out-cheated. Veronica was actually stacking so much attack that she put Micaiah into vantage range, and nothing is better in killing Sigurd than a vantage Micaiah. It also left me with a very awkward turn 2, so without annoying the shit out of you any further, this video must be really long by now. Let's hop over to how I handled it. Merrick was a huge issue for my whole team being green and having NFU in his weapon, so I wanted him gone as fast as possible. He was well protected from my mages with Farsave Hector standing close behind him, but no one would be able to protect him from Princess Abs. I wasted Leon's turn in order to get Tharja into position and killed that little prick before he started dancing around the fireplace. I got Peony in range to dance and ran from the others like a scared puppy with Peony's orders buff.
Maybe this way. What should I do?
By staying in Peony's range, I knew Note would waste her rally on her and force out Triandra's dance. Rally traps are really effective right in turn 1, but after that often quite stupid. Little Fairy dealt quite some damage with her bond being active, but Tharja was luckily fast enough to outspeed her. And with my Bolt Tower addiction striking once again, the rest was simple cleanup work. It's the last day of the week! 2 top tier matches and no ladders. This will surely work out, right? What have I done to anger the goddess of Aether Raids that much this week? It's the last day and you're giving me double fallen Edelgards? For real? Accompanied by her far and near safe former friends. What a great time to play Aether Raids. 2 fallen Edelgards. Who would do something like this? How evil do you have to be in order to put 2 fallen Edelgards and 3 mythics on your defense? And with near safe, it seems to be pretty much impossible to get them on player phase. This is going to be so much fun. Turn 1 had once again some mastermind work going on. My bolt tower was a goner, the catapult would take it out, leaving me shaking. But I wouldn't waste the bolt traps this time. I made sure Peony would take out the tactic room right in turn 1 and got Tharja into position for round 2. The plan was a double tanking strategy from the far left and far right. Current would take on fallen Edelgard number 1, while Tharja would bait only hell from the sneaky tile under the fountain after taking it out.
Take my hand. Like this. Which way to go?
Current's damage against near-safe Fae wasn't looking too great, but I had high hopes for her during enemy phase. I took care that Tharja wouldn't waste any of the traps till Edelgard got closer, and just hoped for the best.
Got him.
Whoops, forgot animations. Damn, this would have been awesome. Hell hurt. Curran had luckily a much better matchup. You wouldn't believe that she was just in combat with a fallen Edelgard. Truth be told, I couldn't have done it without Vika's massive debuffs. Round 3, no bolt tower and I'm on the floor shaking. I need that shit. Look how nicely it would have hit her. Near safe Fae was still a nuisance, especially standing on the defensive tile, and Tharja was in quite a bad place after the matchup. Literally. I couldn't get her out without testing at least one of the traps, so I had to make it count. I smote Peony into the trap, which was fake. Oh boy, all of that would sound so much better if it wasn't fake. Whatever. Next I took out Hell. Tharja had her Gale Force charged up, so it was a no-brainer to take her out while I still had the chance. No crazy Wings of Mercy shenanigans needed with no ladders left. Then I took out the healing tower. This would have made a lot more sense if the trap was real, but it will be helpful for future turns anyways. And then I ran again like a scared little chicken. If this week trained me one thing, it's to run for your life.
Like this.
And here comes the real chicken. My damage was looking much better now during enemy phase, but look at that! Good thing I took out Hell before, my Tharja would be dead now if she was still around. Edelgard thankfully did do me a great service by moving over to the trap. Thank God, cause my damage against her looked bad. Karin was also just out of range to stay healthy herself, so I just took it. 50! Yay!
Which way to go?
Oh, she's so adorable! Now I feel bad.
Take my hand. Keep moving forward.
Not feeling bad at all about killing her. Stompy Stompy!
Maybe this way.
And her. Revenge kill for both times this week that ended in a timeout. Killing the rest of the team wasn't a big deal after that. Mill may look very dangerous on paper, but being able to enemy phase her in combination with my own Mystic Boost seal made her easy to deal with.
Which way to go?
And Sodas. Let's not talk about Sodas. Poor thing. She'll need the weapon effects of all the new mythics at once upgraded into her kit to become viable again. Last match. It's the last fucking match. Please give me something good. Something easy. This is fine, right? Veronica, I see your restore. No odd recovery though. +9 Bram's family. No NFU, so no issue against my Leon. +10 legendary Azura. Am I smelling fish in here? +1 by Lef. +1 Triandra. +1 bonus node. And a +6 legendary Chrome. So, baby whale, if it is one at all. Still, that's an awkward number of legendaries and mythics. The good thing is, they are kinda locked up. As far as I can tell, only the ranged units can reach me unless they destroy the boulder. So all of them will be coming for that spot. I am still sitting on my empty ladders and decided to go with Leon and Micaiah for that very last match. I am scared to shit of that Byleth. With his NFU and deny damage reduction, he can kill both Micaiah and Leon as soon as he gets the chance to. And a free movement providing Azura in combination with Pathfinder doesn't make me feel better about that situation. I need to kill him with Dagger, that's for sure. Triandra is in the extra slot, so at least I don't have to worry about her. So what about Veronica? I kind of want her to attack me, and I would also love to force Azura's dance to make sure Byleth doesn't get it. At the same time, I am very pleased about debuffs on Chrome, and I would rather not see them being reversed into buffs. So, what if I actually isolate Chrome? I know it wouldn't matter for Triandra, but with Chrome being isolated, it should force him to attack me before Veronica starts restoring, denying him further bulk from blade sessions. Veronica's restore will only happen after combat, and she gets to pick between Bramimond, Byleth and Node. No, wait, I think she'll pick Node for sure, since she has the most debuffs going on. All of them have attack, rest and death -7, but Node also gets speed -2 from my sweet little bride shrine in the corner.
If you say so.
So, if she's forced to restore Node, Azura could dance her, and she'll hopefully attack my Leon. I think. One thing I know for sure, Triandra will stay in place, and that's also where I will keep my Miller to have that isolation next turn. In the best case, Azura takes Chrome's open spot to dance, but you never know. I'm not going to open up any path, they can very much do that themselves. Please make this work. Wait, she restored Byleth? Why would she do that? He's not even threatening someone. I hope he isn't. Please tell me he isn't. So much about denying blade session. Why did she restore before combat when none of the units she restored went into combat? That's stupid. She didn't do that in the Catria match. Now that's much more damage than I wanted to take. Well, I was kinda hoping Azura would dance from Chrome's place, but he was obviously still standing there. Instead, she took the spot I wanted Node to take in order to have Byleth closer to Dagger. Now he's sitting in the middle of a minefield. That's bad, isn't it?
Keep up.
Yup, it is. Leon isn't debuffed, so it's not like I can get those additional 18 points of damage by some kind of magic. Why is everything so stupid this week? I mean, look, I could easily bait Azura and Veronica right now. Veronica would probably restore again, seeing that she was quite scared last round, and Azura would probably dance her. But, as soon as they are done, Node will move down and give Byleth magical horse movement. She will for sure move first, and he'll suddenly reach all over the place. And I know for a fact that not a single one of my units is able to survive him. So I need to deal with him now. But how? Let's assume the trap in front of him is real. If I smite Leon into that trap, he'll be damaged. Hopefully it's at least a 20 damage trap.
Tear them to shreds.
Leon goes one step back and kills by left, but he'll still be in range of Note. Note kills Leon, pretty sure about that, especially if he got damaged by the trap before. Peony doesn't run Wings of Mercy in this group, cause this group is not supposed to drop into Wings of Mercy range. And even if she did, she would probably die to Triandra or Veronica. And what if the trap is fake?
Swooping in.
Vika can for real move 4 tiles this round and still has nowhere to go. If I make her destroy the cake, Tharja could take that spot. I dance with Peony, Leon takes out Azura, Tharja kills by left. For Sun Twin Wing, Peony's dance and Miller's support she'll have exactly enough speed to double him. I could do this no matter if the trap is fake or not. But what happens next? If Leon kills Azura, Triandra can reach him from her old spot thanks to Pathfinder. My Leon will be panicked and at low health, maybe even lower than right now. I am not sure if he could survive her.
If you say so.
And Tharja? Do I really think that she could potentially tank Note, Veronica and Triandra? I kinda don't think so. I might be in trouble. I might be in big, bad trouble. At least I still have those fake letters! Yay! I don't want to be screwed like that. I'm only missing like 120 lift or so to make tier 38. So I guess I can still make it with 1 or 2 dead units. But I don't want that. And who says that I will still win after those 1 or 2 deaths? It seems like I only have one option. Doing what I learned to do best in those past games and fucking run for my life.
Got him.
I have 5 open spots down there which my left can't reach for sure. And I plan to use every last one of them. And one more. Getting all of my units out of the danger zone is indeed quite a struggle for itself. But look at this. Tharja repos Miller, so she can go down next to Peony.
Like this.
Micaiah moves to Tharja's old spot thanks to Pathfinder, while Vika opens up my last saved tile. Peony dances Micaiah, who can take that open spot thanks to the order buff. I can also take out a building, and while I first thought I might keep the Bright Shrine for those Tharja debuffs, I am now thinking the AI loves to smash these rocks. I mean, look at Bramimond. He only ended up there cause of that rock addiction. Wouldn't it be nice if either Veronica or Byleth ended up in that faraway corner just to crush this little rock?
Yes.
There's always hope, I guess. Last, Leon repos Tharja, and look at that. I am perfectly hidden and pressed into that small space like a hero sausage. He took it! He took the bait! And Veronica is right around the corner as well. And my bolt tower strikes.
Keep up.
You literally can't make that up.
Tear them to shreds.
That's simply beautiful. Bye, Lev. Okay, and what now? Should I take a risk and take out Veronica while I can? Or should I play it safe? I could smite Tharja and kill Veronica, but I will be left with a full health menace bonus unit node and 2 angry
It will be
dancers.
done.
Instead, I could just leave Leon in range to deal with the dancers and healer and deal with Note once they're all gone.
Keep up.
I think I prefer this one. Less potential dying involved. I mean, I've come so far. I don't want to fuck it up like last time. I'll cut off Veronica's path with Leon and hide Peony behind Tharja. Yup, the restore just as usual. Then the dance, I've seen this one as well. Whoa, wait, 21 times 2? I missed the kill! I missed the kill by 1 attack! This is not lethal, right?
This is your.
Ah, please! Safe! I'm safe! And she's gone! But I'm safe. Oh my god! That bitch nearly killed me. What's going on? I don't need this kind of shit on my last ladderless day. I might have just had a heart attack. Okay, let's get some healing and let's make sure she's gone for sure this time. And I think I can also kill Brammy while I'm at it. Time to get this over with. I can't handle the stress anymore. Don't you dare to do something stupid, Veronica. That's a +9 Bramimond, by the way.
Do you challenge me? I won't lose.
Here she comes again, but this time I kill her right away.
The time has come.
Thank God. Time to really end this. All of my units are kinda stuck in the sausage I created. Well, I've come that far with Leon. I can make him go all the way now.
Tear them to shreds.
Scrawny little runt! Ready.
Keep up. Too brittle, too weak.
Alright. Micaiah goes back into her corner. Peony stays safe, and the rest can do whatever they want. I am so stressed out right now. This week was horrible. I've never had such a struggle before. I mean, technically there's still a pot up there, but honestly, I couldn't care less right now. This has been intense, and I am so happy I made it. And if you just look at my score, you will never guess how close I was to drop out of the vault this week. So, if this doesn't make you subscribe to my channel, I don't know what will. Keep in mind, Fire Emblem rose at 5k. It will either be amazing or super cringy. And you want to be around in both cases. See you next time!